With regards to Vegas, Montreal, I mean, the odds makers aren't giving Montreal much credit. I said it on the last show. I think it's a 4-0 sweep. Maybe Montreal gets a game, but if they have a chance here, it has to start with Carey Price, right?
100%. It's got to start with Carey Price. Vegas, here's the thing. I think Montreal had a very clear game plan against the Leafs in the first round, and that's we're going to try to bully them. And the Leafs did their best to resist that. And it ended up wearing on them. Vegas is the team that does that to you. And their bigger but kind of older decor in Montreal, that's not going to be fun. It's really not going to be fun. And Philippe Deneau has been so good, but in each series, for reasons beyond his control, his job was made easier. That's not an insult against him. You know, let's forget the injury to Tavares, forget the suspension to Scheifele. Let's say they got abducted by aliens instead. Mm-hmm. Philip, would your job be easier if John Tavares was abducted by an alien in game 1 of the series? Yep. Mm-hmm. Would your job be easier if Mark Scheifele got abducted by an alien in game 1 of the series? Yep.
So who on Vegas takes themselves, or what happens in the universe that takes a star Vegas center out of the game and then Montreal walks into the Stanley Cup Finals?
William Karlsson or Chandler Stevenson, and they just come at you in waves. They're heavy. They got really good goaltending, and it's probably the best defense the Montreal's faced, and the Leafs wasn't even bad. Mm-hmm. It's like the Islanders Tampa conversation for me. You don't have to take anything away from Montreal to look at Vegas and go, they should win.
Right.
We should be gearing up for a Vegas Tampa final.
Well, and the thing is, people are taking this as like, I've been hard on Dom Ducharme because I think I just don't think he's a great coach.
You did it.
I did it. I actually said it right.
Ducharme,
but I think it's great that they're going to hang on to him for 3 or 4 years. It's fantastic as a Leaf fan. Not a strategic genius from what I've seen, but
oh, goodness,
you got to give Montreal full marks for getting here. You can't take that away. Good for you. That's awesome. However, when we're looking at this particular matchup, it's not a stretch to say that the second place team in the NHL will probably steamroll the 18th place team.
Isn't that amazing?
And there's people that are saying to me, like on Twitter, well, Montreal's record doesn't really show it all because they had a harder start out of COVID, and they had there were people. I have Habs fans in my mentions for 48 hours explaining to me how they're not an 18th place team. Well, you know what?
Where were you heading into round 1, guys?
Yeah, well,
where were you heading into round 1? I didn't hear any of this shit talk heading into that Leaf series. Now you're standing taller. I get it.
They have results.
You're into round 3 and you're standing taller and you're feeling yourself. But where were you heading into the first round? I didn't see any of you. You were gearing up for it. I didn't see you after game 4. I know that. After game 5, you started to show up. After game 6, you really started to show up. And after game 7, there you are. It's your party. I get it. But where were you? You're a big Habs fan. Support your team. Come on. Where were you?
I mean, they were supporting, I think, but it was sort of like, well, we don't really have a shot.
No, they were hoping.
Can I just remind the people that if the Habs win even one game, Adam has to make a $200 donation to Blacker Hockey.
Which I'm happy about. I'm thrilled to. But they're not.
And I have to give regardless, I think. I listen back and I still don't understand.
But you have to hold a cookie Stanley Cup above your head.
No. No, I'll do it.
I think
I'm not a jerk.
I think it's not like, the thing is, I'm trying to be as kind as possible. People are like, you're just salty about Toronto. You just can't handle Montreal. I'm like, I'm the one who was cool with the CN Tower being lit up red, blue, and white. Like, I am salty about the Leafs, but that has nothing to do with Montreal. It has everything to do with the Leafs fucking blowing it again. Doesn't mean that Montreal beat Winnipeg. Who didn't pick that? We kind of thought that was going to happen, didn't we? And
a lot of tweets recently you can just blow a fart at.
Well, so the thing I'm saying is, just because I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan doesn't mean I can't look at the Habs objectively and go, you're 18th and they're 2nd. And they just beat 1st.
Nobody, including Montreal reporters, had Montreal winning.
Yes, none of them.
Even the first round.
Yes.
Like no one in Canada, no one in
right.
the States, no one in Toronto, no one in Montreal. No one had them. And neither did you. Stop it. Neither did you. You hoped, like we all hope. But you,
I'm gonna go ahead and pick Montreal to beat Vegas.
There it is. There it is.
I'm gonna go on the limb that nobody wants to go out on.
Alan Walsh is preparing the DeBoer sword, and he's ready to spear you with it, sir.
Because
if Fleury turns into a pumpkin, it's a series.
One thing that happened last night was Fleury wasn't the best. He made one when it was 4-3. He came across and he made one beautiful save, and it was vintage Fleury. But other than that, the 3 goals he let in weren't the best goals. So there's a chance Fleury, I don't know. He's not a cost in the series, but he can be a factor if Montreal can get through.
Of course. I listen, Carey Price has been really, really good in these playoffs.
Yes.
But he's beatable. Like he looked human against the Leafs. He got, I mean, game 7 was his masterpiece for sure. But that, I don't even think that was his best game of the series, and he still looked beatable. And he gave up multiple multi-goal leads. The Jets series, I mean, Jets fans, I don't think will take any insult. That series was trash.
Yeah, it wasn't good hockey.
Those guys stunk. They did not look like a second round hockey team.
I think
because they were missing their number one guy.
Guys, I think it's fair to admit that. I mean, do we not now just admit that we were wrong about the North Division and that it wasn't very good?
It's a hunk of shit.
It's not the best.
Garbage.
Yeah,
they were right.
We don't have to take anything away from the Habs. Again, they're here, but like, dude, this division stunk.
Yeah, the Leafs did in fact beat up on very bad teams, and they weren't a very good team themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the Oilers and Leafs both have to be looking at themselves, the 1 and 2 teams in that division, and they got to go, oh God, not only did we lose in the first round, but this division stunk.
I got to text
every team that missed the playoffs, and the Flames who like sort of narrowly missed it, they got to be like, wow, we might actually be dog shit.
Yeah, I think the Flames need to blow it up. I mean, seeing what you've seen, but the thing with Julian McKenzie texted me the day, and he's like, brighter things ahead for Toronto, whatever, because he was giving me the gears about how my
Shut
Habs
up, Julian.
And I said, and I had to tell you, man, like Julian's a really nice dude, and he's the best. I don't believe that there are brighter days ahead. I think the Leafs are in deep shit, and we can talk about that all summer. But I actually don't think. I think that they're worse than we thought.
When Adam starts to sniff, that's when you know he's about to tell you some shit that you're not going to like, but you just got to take it.
I think the little sniffy thing. Shit. I don't think they have it. I don't think they have it. And I don't think they have it with this core. And I'm just going to go out and say it. They just do not.
They're going to look way different.
But don't worry. We're going to do 3 more years of this. And then everybody will leave via free agency to Arizona, right? Because that's where they're all signing. So
cannot wait. I did a little digging yesterday. Mm-hmm. So the Leafs, ahead of the expansion draft, do actually have to sign someone.
Yeah.
At least one person. Because if they do the 4 and 4, which everyone seems to think they're going to do, the big 4 at forward, and then they're going to protect Muzzin, they're going to protect Riley, Brody, and Hull. I got a disturbing amount of tweets saying the Leafs should expose Muzzin, and I can't tell if it was a bit.
It must be.
It has to be a bit. Some saying Hull.
Probably Canucks fans being like, yeah. They've been pretty funny this year, so
they certainly have.
Give them credit.
So let's say it's 4 and 4. If the Leafs do that, the Leafs do not meet exposure requirements. So they need to sign one of Bogosian, I think Hutton, and Dermott, one of those 3, in order to have enough defensemen to expose to Seattle in the expansion draft. So I would expect... I mean, they could trade for someone. I doubt it. I don't see why you would trade for an asset that you're just going to expose unless you're just surrendering cap space. I don't know. You trade Engvall for a defenseman, and
could you trade
them and they get taken?
That was floated on Twitter.
It was funny.
You know what sucks? Kerfoot, add to the list of amazing Leaf performances in that series. That were just pissed away.
Yep. No one's giving him any credit. Poor guy. We wanted to trade him all year. Leaf fans were like, it's got to be Kerfoot. He's going to go. He's going to go. He's going to go. Great player in the playoffs.
And they kept him, and he rewarded the team for keeping him, and nothing. Nothing done in the first round again. It's just not fair. Anyway, sorry. That's all I wanted to say. is the Leafs need to sign or acquire a defenseman ahead of the expansion draft, or they're going to have to expose one of Muzzin, Riley, Brody, or Hall. It's kind of a big story.